we fought, and you've been talking about automatic voter registration since before it was cool to talk about automatic voter registration. And let me tell you, as a young person of color, just how much that means to me, to make sure that, we are getting as many community members, as many generational shifts as we can with the process by encouraging these types of efforts at the federal level that we can see to make sure that we are creating a pipeline to civic engagement. And so I think that that's another part of HR1 that people often don't think about, is the ways of making it easier. You've helped make it easier here at the state level when it comes to same-day voter registration and making it easier for people to register to vote who might have otherwise missed a deadline or felt like they were excluded from that process. Do you think that these key components, do you think they will have that effect when it comes to engaging community colors, engaging younger voters, that I'm hopeful that it will have?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And I think, if we think about how society has evolved, these types of things, this automatic voter registration, online voter registration, all these opportunities to vote early and things like that, those were not societal norms. Even when I started voting for the first time back in 1994, there was no such thing as early voting in New Mexico. You went and voted on election day, or you voted absentee because you weren't going to be in town, right? But we live in this society now. The people that are turning 18 and that are in that 18 to 25, age group, that, always considered the youth vote age group, they're digital natives, right? They have grown up on the internet, they have grown up with technology, and we live in a society that's incredibly demanding in terms of our time, right? We are packing more into a day now than anybody in the course of history has before us. And so we're used to being able to, do things on demand, not have to wait in long lines, be able to do, I do literally all of my banking online. I'm sure most of the people on here do as well, right? So to kind of get down to my point here, if we're not providing these opportunities for folks to engage in the electoral process and to participate in make their voices heard with some of these modern technologies and some of these modern conveniences that we've come to count on as a society, then we are going to lose a young generation, a generation of people of color. And the reality is just that, our time with technology, we can do so much more, but the demands have become so much more on us. And it is always, people of color, youth, folks that work multiple jobs, that have families to take care of. They are the ones who can least afford to take the time to drive a long way and wait in a long line, and only to find out they don't have the right kind of ID, right? All of these different things. So I'm very hopeful that these will be changes for the positive for these underrepresented and under participatory communities.